Welcome to our review of the Middle Ages, a period marked by significant events and their lasting impacts on human history. Often labeled as a dark age, it was, in reality, a time of extraordinary transformation, a fascinating mosaic of resilience, innovation, and cultural exchange. Over the next few episodes, we'll review the key events and figures that shaped this era: the fall of the Roman Empire and the rise of new kingdoms, the birth of new religions and the clash of civilizations, the growth of knowledge and the enduring power of the human spirit. Join me, Deborah Bannister, as we delve into the heart of the Middle Ages, exploring its castles and cathedrals, its battlefields and marketplaces, to uncover the events that shaped the course of history. Our story begins amidst the crumbling grandeur of the Roman Empire, once a beacon of power and civilization. But like all great empires, its foundations began to crack under the weight of its own vastness. Economic hardship, overstretched legions, and relentless barbarian invasions chipped away at Rome's power, leaving it vulnerable and exposed. The relentless advance of the Goths, the Vandals, and the Huns further weakened the empire. The final, poignant fall of Rome in 476 AD marked the end of an era. This pivotal moment in history not only ended an empire, but also set the stage for the Middle Ages, shaping the future of Europe. The rise of feudalism marked a significant transformation in medieval society. This hierarchical system emerged as a response to the chaos following Rome's fall, structuring relationships between lords and vassals. Lords granted fiefs to vassals, who in return provided military service and loyalty. At the base of this structure were the peasants, tied to the land they cultivated, their lives governed by the cycles of the seasons. Despite its rigidity, feudalism provided a framework for stability, significantly shaping the social and political landscape of medieval Europe. Imagine a world where daily life was confined within the walls of a manor. This was the norm for the vast majority of people in the Middle Ages. We'll explore a typical manor, observing the daily routines and societal norms of its inhabitants. We'll see peasants working in the fields, sowing and harvesting crops and tending livestock, as well as fulfilling their obligations to the lord of the manor. We'll understand how this system, though seemingly simple, maintained a delicate balance, sustaining life and societal order in a time of great change. The 14th century witnessed the emergence of a devastating pandemic as the Black Death swept across Europe with alarming speed. This plague, unprecedented in scale, decimated populations and caused widespread chaos and despair. We'll review the horror of this pandemic, analyze the desperate attempts to halt its spread, and examine the profound impact it had on medieval society, leaving a lasting mark on art, religion, and the very fabric of life itself. The Hundred Years' War was a prolonged conflict between England and France, spanning over a century. It began with the Battle of Crécy, where English longbowmen decimated French knights. The war saw numerous significant battles, including the Battle of Poitiers and the Battle of Agincourt. These battles showcased the effectiveness of the English longbow and the decline of traditional knightly warfare. The Siege of Orléans marked a turning point, with Joan of Arc leading the French to a crucial victory. Joan's leadership revitalized French morale and led to further successes. The war concluded with the French reclaiming most of their territory and the rise of national identities in both England and France. The conflict also marked the end of feudal armies, replaced by professional soldiers and the use of gunpowder weapons. While Europe was grappling with the fall of Rome, a new faith was emerging in the East, destined to reshape the course of history. From humble beginnings in Mecca, Islam, under the Prophet Muhammad, spread rapidly across the Arabian Peninsula and beyond, carrying with it a message of peace, submission to God, and social justice. We'll review the rapid expansion of Islam and its profound cultural influence on the medieval world, fostering a golden age of scholarship, art, and architecture that stretched from Spain to India. The Crusades, driven by religious fervor and the ambition to reclaim the Holy Land, were a series of military campaigns launched by Europe. For 2 centuries, Christians and Muslims engaged in relentless and often brutal conflicts over Jerusalem and its surrounding regions. As we traverse the Mediterranean, we'll scrutinize the fervor, the violence, and the controversial legacy of the Crusades, examining their profound impact on East-West relations, the expansion of trade, and the exchange of knowledge and ideas that, despite the conflict, contributed to the dawn of the Renaissance. As Europe emerged from the Middle Ages, a different kind of story was unfolding in West Africa. Here, powerful empires rose to prominence, built on the lucrative trans-Saharan trade routes. The bustling cities of Timbuktu, Jen, and Gao became centers of commerce and scholarship in the kingdoms of Ghana, Mali, and Songhai. These empires thrived on the wealth generated by gold, salt, and the trade of enslaved peoples. Magnificent mosques and universities flourished under enlightened rulers like Mansa Musa, leaving an enduring legacy of remarkable achievements and trade in these often overlooked African civilizations. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the Middle Ages. From the fall of empires to the rise of faiths, from the devastation of plague to the flourishing of art and knowledge, we've witnessed a period of unparalleled transformation. A time that laid the very foundation of the world we live in today. The Middle Ages may be long gone, but their legacy lives on in our laws, our languages, our art and architecture, and in the very fabric of our societies. It is a period that reminds us of the cyclical nature of history, the enduring human spirit, and the power of ideas to reshape the world. Stay tuned for more historical journeys.